Well, last year my rescue dog bolted after a squirrel, yanking the leash right out of my hand. I spent 3 terrifying hours searching the neighborhood. Buying a training collar seemed like the obvious fix, but I ended up at cheap knockoffs that either completely failed or just confused him more. I mean, navigating the options out there is a total nightmare. I have spent months actually testing the top contenders, so you do not have to guess. 6. Blackdog Military Dog Shock Collar. I grabbed this one thinking the military-grade branding would mean it was basically indestructible. It looks incredibly tough right out of the box, and I genuinely wanted to love it for heavy-duty hiking trips. The collar itself feels very dense, built specifically for dogs weighing between 5 and 150 pounds. The remote features this big LCD screen that displays 4 different training modes. You get your standard beep, vibration, and safe shock, plus a strobe light for night tracking. I tested the 2-way lighting system on a late evening walk, and honestly, the flashlight on the remote combined with the collar strobe is a pretty brilliant idea for keeping track of your dog in the dark. They claim a massive 4,200-foot range. In my actual field testing, it held a connection quite well across an open dog park. The signal strength is definitely there if you have a dog that loves to sprint far ahead and occasionally ignore their recall commands. Power-wise, the 90-day battery life is a huge selling point. Charging it via USB takes about 2 hours, which is incredibly convenient when you're trying to top it off before a weekend camping trip. I really appreciated not having to plug it in every single night just to keep it functional. But here's where things fall apart for me. The interface is just, overly complicated. When my dog started reacting to another dog, I fumbled trying to switch modes fast enough. 5. Slopehill Dog Training Collar. This one caught my eye because it promises a lot of features at a very accessible price point. I spent a few weeks using this mainly in my backyard and the local dirt trails to see if it could hold up to daily wear and tear. It comes equipped with the standard modes like beep, vibration, and shock, plus a built-in light. It also boasts an IP68 waterproof rating. I let my dog splash around in the muddy creek with it on, and it survived completely fine without any water damage to the internal electronics. The remote offers a 2,600-foot range. For most everyday owners, that is more than enough distance. During my tests, it maintained a solid link when we were playing fetch across a large open field, giving me a decent sense of control from afar. It uses a simple USB charging setup for both the remote and the receiver. You can plug it into your laptop or a power bank in the car, which makes keeping it powered up super easy on the go. The battery held up just fine for about a week of moderate daily use. However, the consistency just is not there. I noticed a slight delay between pressing the button and the collar actually responding. Pause. You know, a 1-second delay in dog training is an absolute eternity. By the time it vibrates, the dog has already forgotten what they did wrong. 4. Educator ET300 Mini E-Collar. The moment I unboxed this, I could tell it was a massive step up in quality. Instead of a bulky, traditional remote, it uses this clever round stopwatch design that completely changes how you physically interact with the device. Let me explain why this matters so much. It completely hides the fact that you are holding a remote and it fits perfectly in the palm of your hand. Your fingers naturally rest right on the buttons. I could keep my eyes on my dog the entire time without constantly looking down to check what I was pressing. The technology inside is also fundamentally different. It uses a blunt stimulation rather than a sharp pulse. It feels more like a medical TENS machine, providing a tapping sensation that gets their attention without causing unnecessary stress. I tested it on myself first, and it is incredibly smooth across all 100 adjustable levels. One feature that totally won me over is the lock and set function. Once you find the exact level that your dog responds to, you just lock it in. There is absolutely no risk of accidentally bumping the dial and giving them a higher correction than intended. It is fully waterproof, has a super bright LED night tracking light, and uses a bungee collar strap that makes getting a snug fit totally effortless. It is a reliable and genuinely humane tool that I trust completely. 3. PetSpy P620. If you are someone who gets immediately overwhelmed by too many dials, screens, and menus, this is exactly what you have been looking for. I mean, they designed this specifically for blind operation, and it absolutely delivers on that promise without any fuss. The remote has 3 large, distinct buttons for tone, vibration, and shock. They are shaped differently, so after just one single training session, muscle memory took over completely. I never once had to look at the remote to know exactly which correction I was applying to my dog. It offers 16 adjustable levels of vibration and shock. I found this range to be the absolute perfect sweet spot. It is enough variety to tailor the correction to your dog's specific sensitivity, but not so many levels that you are constantly second-guessing which number to use in the heat of the moment. The range is a solid 650 yards. While that is smaller than some others on this list, it is more than adequate for off-leash park visits and standard neighborhood walks. Plus, both the collar and the remote are completely waterproof against sudden rain and deep puddles. What really seals the deal with the PetSpy is the dual charging cable. You can plug in both the remote and the collar at the exact same time using just one wall outlet. It's a small detail, but it makes daily management so much less frustrating and keeps you ready for your next walk. Number 2. HeaflexDog Shock Collar. When I first strapped this onto my dog, I was immediately struck by how sleek and unobtrusive the receiver actually is. It does not look like a bulky piece of tactical gear, which is a huge plus for comfortable daily wear. This collar is all about refining the daily user experience. The remote is incredibly lightweight, but still feels substantial enough to grip securely in your hand. The buttons provide a very satisfying tactile click, so you always know precisely when your command has been successfully sent. In my testing, the signal reliability was absolutely flawless. Whether we were walking through densely wooded trails or just hanging out in the front yard, there was zero latency. When I pressed the vibration button to recall my dog, the response was immediate, every single time, without fail. The battery life is practically a set-it-and-forget-it situation. I went nearly 3 weeks of daily use before the low battery indicator even popped up on the screen. When you do finally need to charge it, the fast charging capability gets you back in action incredibly fast. Honestly, finding faults with the HeaflexDog is genuinely tough. It balances comfort for your pet with absolute control for you. The adjustable strap fits beautifully, the contact points are gentle on the skin, and the overall performance builds immense confidence during your daily training sessions. Delupet Dog Shock Collar. I have tested a lot of gear, but this one just gets everything exactly right. From the moment you pick it up, it feels like a premium, highly intentional tool built for real-world success. The collar receiver is astonishingly light and contoured perfectly to lay flat against the neck. My dog usually scratches at new collars for days, but he completely ignored this one within 5 minutes. It delivers absolute physical comfort without sacrificing even an ounce of functionality. The remote layout is pure genius. There is a dedicated security keypad lock that completely prevents any accidental button presses while it is sitting in your pocket. You know, that alone gives you a massive sense of security when you're out walking in public areas around unpredictable distractions. The responsiveness is what truly sets it apart from the rest of the pack. The transition between a warning beep and a mild vibration is incredibly fluid. The signal penetrates through obstacles flawlessly, ensuring that your dog receives consistent cues exactly when they need them, regardless of how chaotic the environment gets. Bottom line, the Delupet dog combines intuitive design, flawless execution, and genuine comfort into one perfect package. The battery seems to last forever, the waterproofing is rock solid, and it just works exactly the way you need it to, every single time. This is the ultimate tool for achieving an amazing, stress-free bond with your dog. Outro. That's all for today, folks.